Welcome back. It's Thursday. I'm Reverend Cora, and we've been talking about our social principles of the United Methodist Church. Let's review our 4 questions we'll think about as we hear our principle today. The first is, to what degree do you agree or disagree with this stance? The second is, where in our Christian tradition, in our scripture, do we find support for it? The third is, where do we see our church living into this principle? And finally, what could we do better? Our principle today is on food justice. Here it is. We support policies that increase access to quality food, particularly for those with the fewest resources. We affirm local, sustainable, and small-scale agriculture, opportunities that allow communities to feed themselves. We decry policies that make food inaccessible to the communities where it is grown and the farm workers involved in its growth. You can decide for yourself where you fall on this policy. As I think about what scriptures support this, I think about so many scriptures that talk about food. And especially in our Bible, the time in which that was written, food wasn't exchanged and passed around like it is today. And so eating locally was just a much more common way of life. I also think about the Old Testament. It talks about this practice of gleaning, which was when you had gone through your field and collected all the things that you knew were great to sell at the market, you would then allow others to go through and pick up what was left over. And perhaps those were people who couldn't afford the food at the market, your neighbors, or other people around you who were hungry and in need. So that leads us to think about where our church, locally, nationally, globally, are involved in these practices. A couple of things come to mind for me. I'd love to hear what comes to mind for you. I actually have done gleaning myself in college. I went down to Florida with the Society of St. Andrew. We participated in gleaning in Orlando, which actually has a huge population of people who suffer from hunger. Second thing I'm thinking of is Waterford Central. We do the crop walk, and part of the funding that we raise in our crop walk stays locally, right? So this that we are aware hunger is in our backyard. And also thinking about our work with Micah 6 community just down the street. That their initiative is to try to grow food right in a community that needs it and give it straight to those people. And I really love that vision. We have such a heart for missions and charities that involve food here at Waterford Central, and so I'm sure you can think of some others. Okay, so the last question is, where could we do better? And I'm thinking about this sentence that says, we decry policies that make food inaccessible, and wondering about where we could live better into that piece, right? Calling out against policies that are creating the circumstances to which we need all these ministries that are helping feed people. What are you thinking about? How could we do better? I hope you have a great Thursday, and our last policy we'll look at tomorrow is around water, air, soil, mineral, and plants. It's a bit lengthy, but please come join me. Have a great day.